Hi everyone, I wanted to make a video on setting up your crafting operations. The TSM offers a nice utility to get you started. So one thing you can do is just come into your crafting window, click on groups, and underneath the little ellipses there you can say create profession group. Since I'm on engineering, it creates engineering. So what it does is it throws all the items that you can create into the items, and then all the materials required for those items into materials. So now if we go back to our groups here, we can see all of our items listed here, and the materials that you can search the auction house for under the materials. I would probably then take the materials off to a higher level, a different group where you maybe do a big scan of your other professions as well, so tailoring, leatherworking, whatever. So there's other things you can get that might be worth searching for. So now once you've gotten here, so what you want to do is you want to be able to set a price for it. I'm not quite sure whether this is getting the price for it. It's probably whatever's the default, which is if you actually look at this default operation, which isn't a bad operation, then it kind of gives you a range of where you want it to be. So what I'm using is I'm using some custom sources, and I'm actually using instead of a crafting by itself, I use these variable names. So if I want to adjust the crafting, so a lot of times if the cost of crafting something is, let's say, 50 gold, then I want to use a little bit higher crafting multiple. Whereas if it's what I've been using is if it's over 100 gold, then on the maximum, maybe I want it 3 times, or if it's under 100 gold, I want it 3 times crafting cost as opposed to just 2 times crafting cost. So I have an operation I think I was setting up a little bit ago, and so basically all it is let me change that to 1, and I probably wouldn't want 48-hour auctions. If you're first starting out, if you have less than maybe 200 auctions, 24-hour auctions are probably fine, but it gets to a point where if you have so many auctions that it's too hard to be posting 2,000 auctions every day or so. If you've got 2,000 auctions, then that's plenty. So craft min is the minimum amount you want to craft at. So I might want to make some adjustments here, like I want to maybe I want to take the maximum of craft min, and then maybe I want to add some other variables in here. So I want maybe I want 10 times vendor sell price. So I don't want to put something on the auction house that I could basically vendor it for, and a lot of times if you're listing it for multiple days or then you'll want to kind of recoup some of your costs here. And so if so that's a good way to control it. So 10 times the vendor sell. Actually, I think I need to put a star in there. And then maybe we want to include a destroy here. So if we want to disenchant it, and it's actually worth more to disenchant than to list, then maybe that's what we want to do. Oops. Ah, and I forgot to. You also need to hit the enter key whenever you make a change here. So 10 times vendor sell, and we'll just leave it at that. And then maybe over here, let's go down to here. Maybe we'll leave the and then maybe I want to use 100% of my my basic average, which is another custom resource. So I want to post it at least at the normal price of crafting, but I also want to post it, if that's really low, then maybe I want to post it at what the TSM is giving me as an average. Same thing with Craft Max. I'll do the same thing here, but maybe I'll do 200% of okay, let's go see about applying that to our operation. So we're getting kind of the default here, which you can. So if we look at it, it's the accurate scope is minimum is 46 gold, 111 and 186 for the high, for the maximum price, and there's currently no auctions out there. So put our new operation. Okay, and so now it's getting about a little bit better numbers. The minimum number is a lot lower. It's probably closer to what might be acceptable, because you're going to have other people. If you have other competition, you want to go low enough to where you still make a profit, and you can adjust that however you want. But you want to make the normal price as close as you can to what you think is going to sell. So nobody's really listing these at the moment. As you can see, there's not a market value or a minimum buyout listed under the prices. So that kind of indicates that nobody's auctioning it on this, or TSM has not seen that auction in the last I think 14 days is what it looks for. So so that's got that set up. So now I want to make a subgroup of this, and I'm going to call this restock 1, and I'm going to move let's move that accurate scope into here, and let's just double check this crafting. So the default crafting operation is, it looks like craft a minimum of 1 and restock 3. So I don't know if I want to do that at all. I've had some kind of weird situations here where it's like I'm not quite sure what the restock quantity is. So in one sense, is like maybe you want to keep 10 in your bag, and then once you get down to 1, or like in this case the default is like maybe once you get down to 1, then it'll automatically restock up to 3, and you can have a minimum profit of 100 gold, let's say. So we're not going to craft something unless the going rate is at least 100 gold. So anyway, that's the default. So what I want to do is I want to keep that one, but I'm going to call this restock 1. Okay, so on these items, maximum restock quantity, I think this is the right way to set it up. So we've got that. We've got all these here, and then this is there, and we want to set the crafting to restock 1. Okay, now I should be able to go into my groups here, and I'd rather not select that one, but we'll try it afterwards. So what you do is, okay, let's say you have all these auctions going on. You've sold a bunch of stuff. You haven't kept track of what you've sold. So you come in here and you hit the restock selected groups. So it actually populated, said, oh hey, you don't have any accurate scopes, so let's add that to your queue. And from here you can go to gathering, and you can look at, okay, well this is what all I need in order to create the stuff that's in my my queue. So so you can go through there, and then so after maybe every day or so you would go in and do the restocking to see what so that you know what you need to be farming or buying off the auction house to restock. So that's kind of the nuts and bolts that I wanted to show. And let's see, let me think what else. Oh yeah, let's try that, because I have this set to default. I don't know if it's, I've had it where I've created a group and the default restocking is set to, I guess, 1 or something. So instead of just selecting this one item there, you can select this, or you can select the whole group and hit restock. Well, I had it before where my crafting queue was just this enormous list, and then you have to kind of go through and take it off. So I took that one off, and so I hit it again, it shows back up. So that's kind of the basics of crafting. And if you want to use my setup as far as the custom sources, this is what I've been using for a while, and then I add in the other values to kind of normalize it. So you can make your operation as complicated as you want. I prefer something simpler, so that I kind of know where those prices are coming from. So if you see your prices are getting really way out of whack, then you need to come in and make adjustments here. So I actually do use a custom rate as well. So I have rate norm times my basic average, and TSM doesn't matter if it's upper or lowercase, so you can set it however you want. Rate max, and then I don't think I'm not sure if I have anything set up for I do a rate min for my stuff that's like transmog and stuff that you just kind of acquire through just normal playing the game. So it's not, not anything you can craft. So crafting the craft minimum is the probably going to be the lowest amount, and then you want to increase that so that if it sells for a lot or if you can vendor it for a lot, you kind of want to take that into account. I'm trying to think what else I should probably show. As far as posting, I would probably keep this at about 100%. I see some people adjust it down a little bit, maybe, but especially on crafting, you want your minimum amount. You don't want your bid to be so low that people will bid on it, and then that's actually below what you could have sold the materials for. So I'll have another video if as I think of other stuff, and if you have any comments, and I can go off those and provide those details. So thanks and have a good day.